Hey guys, we are here in Regent's Park.
Regent's Park.
And back again after 2 weeks. I'm here with Revitalization Blueprint client Adam Lundquist. I got the name correct this time.
Yep.
Well, the pronunciation of it. We're actually going to be putting this out live on the podcast as well. If you have any questions, chuck them up on the screen. But I'm here to talk about the progress this last 2 weeks because it's been pretty phenomenal, shall we say.
Yeah, it's been really good.
And when you started working, is this the sort of results you would have thought?
It's actually a little better than I would have thought. So we've been working about 2 weeks.
Yep.
And during those 2 weeks, I also did a trip to Italy with my mom. So that would typically be a pretty unhealthy time,
Yeah.
to say the least. But it wasn't. I actually went from 184 pounds to 171. And it didn't feel all that restrictive, or actually really restrictive at all. It was actually kind of fun and nice to eat healthy on vacation, which I'd never really done. And it wasn't like I was eating ridiculously healthy. I just kind of didn't go insane.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing when it comes to essentially getting accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That you know that even though you're on vacation, you can check in on WhatsApp or anything like that and just say, just a little what's up message, just to know that someone else is there and you can still enjoy yourself whilst away.
Yeah, I didn't feel very restricted, which was really cool. I was kind of concerned about it. I was actually kind of concerned about when I signed up because I was, typically when I go home for Thanksgiving or whatever, I come back, I can't even wear the same pants because I got so fat. But actually my mom had been eating very healthy too, so it kind of worked out well together.
Helps, yeah.
She was very supportive of this whole thing. Everyone's been. So it was really cool. I kind of tracked everything on the app as best I could. So one thing you've really shown me is that it doesn't have to be perfect. So I know I was telling you off camera or off phone or whatever it says.
Yep.
That, some of my stuff, it'll say like Applebee's or Carrabba's Italian salad. And obviously I'm not going to eat an Applebee's in Italy because I'm not like a scumbag. So, but I mean, whether that was perfectly accurate or not, the data remains. I went from 184 to 171 without really stressing about it. It's been really cool. It's been really fun. It's actually been really enjoyable.
How have you found tracking though? Has it taken a lot of time to track? Has it been just easy to do? Have you got on top of it?
It's been easy because it's not perfect. So at first I thought I'd be in the kitchen with like a...
Scales and stuff.
Yeah. You think I'd remember that word, a scale?
Yeah.
A scale and
It's good that you don't. You're not jumping on it every day. You have to weigh yourself.
Yeah, so scales and spoons, and really that's not necessary. What I found is more about awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of times, besides Italy, I work at a co-working space, and I'll see people just through the day. They'll eat cookie here, croissant in the morning, whatever. But when you're tracking, you're like, oh, this really adds up, because you see like, a cookie's 200 calories, a croissant's a lot, way more than you would think.
Yep.
And actually it's kind of, I forget what guy it was, but he said, what you measure improves, and it's true. So like, lately I've been finding myself being like, I'm definitely hungry, so should I have a cookie? And I'll be like, no, I should have Greek yogurt, it's better protein, and it's more filling. Like, it's almost like, in the same way I kind of manage my money. I say, what's a good deal for this?
Get more bang for your buck.
Right, and for me it's fun. Like, I'm not like, I can't have a cookie. Cookies were never my big thing anyway, but it's not like, I can't have a piece of pizza. It's more like, all right, cool, well, I can do like Greek yogurt and oatmeal, and I don't feel like crap. Like, it's actually has been a really, really eye-opening. Like, my work has been, it's always been very stellar. Like, that's not that crazy here. But it's actually been improving. I've been noticing the results for my clients, which could be, a variety of things, but I think that the health has certainly played an important role of it. And it's definitely helped me have the energy to go the extra hour or 2 hours, which, is necessary with a growing company.
Yeah, exactly, and you've got more focus in that time, so you can kind of sandwich more into the time that you've got. And people, like we say, it's hard to say exactly what health has done for your productivity at work,
right.
But it's knowing, you've not just started being an entrepreneur, you've not just started with your business, it's a successful business, but it's growing.
Yeah.
So you know what has been consistently growing at what rate. And then adding that health on top of it, and the optimization, the accountability side of things, you can see. Just like I've had clients in the past, there was Ryan who said I think he had the most direct response income in the first month of working with me.
Yeah.
And he knew that what his income was before and then what it was with working with me in a month, simply by unlocking some of the potential in your body and your brain.
And I think you only have like so many decisions you can make in a day.
Yep.
So for me, having my health handled, and like, you're really good about it. So like, I'll be like, shoot you a WhatsApp and be like, hey, what should I eat here? Or I went to a ball for Hospice of Hope. If anyone's watching, that's definitely worth donating a little bit to. And I was like, I'm going to drink tonight. What should I have to drink? And you weren't like, don't drink anything, because that's unrealistic at a ball. You were like, hey, these are some of the healthier options. Enjoy yourself. And I did. And the end result, the bottom line is that I still lost like 15 pounds. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you read about that and then you're like, well, what kind of crazy stuff does this person have to do? Not that much. Check in with
accountable.
Me.
Yeah. And we've just come from Chipotle, and I think last time we were here and we had Chipotle, we don't have Chipotle in Norwich, and that needs to be sorted, because as I was saying, I would be working right by Chipotle every single day.
Yeah. And
half of my accounts would be Chipotle this, Chipotle that. But when you asked me last time, what should I have? Have what you want. You're not really going to go too far wrong. And listening to your body is, okay, you didn't have loads of chips and loads of other stuff like that, but you still had a decent portion of guac. You still had rice and double meat and things, and you still had a really good meal that a lot of people would potentially see as off plan.
Right.
But essentially it's on plan.
And like what you were saying earlier about like, if you mess up one thing, you're going to throw it all away.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the really good things about your program is it's not like, let's say you had a program where you can't have carbs. And if I had that rice, I'd be like, well, I screwed it up. Screw it. I guess I'm going to have chips the rest of the day.
The what the hell syndrome, as I said.
Yeah, exactly.
So what the hell, I've messed up once, I'm going to mess up the rest now and then start again tomorrow. Or, as I've done a video on recently, it's start again on Monday.
Right.
Which would be quite bad considering today's Thursday. If you start again on Monday, you've then got the rest of today, you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
right.
You've got 3.5 days until you start again. That's half a week.
Yeah, it's just a real good, systematic, repeatable thing that is just part of my life now. Like, at first, it's not a habit, right? But, I don't know, I'd say after 3 days of tracking, and it really helped that you hook into the tracking too, so I know it's accountable. Like, I have no idea if you check every day, but in my head you do.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
there like, you're like, all right, Adam, and like, I don't want to disappoint you. I'm like, this guy, he's putting he's helping me out, and he's a coach. Like, the last thing I want to be is like a crappy student to anyone. But
just having that investment in there, and when you invest, like people say, when you don't pay attention. You're investing your time into this.
Yeah.
And you're getting results.
Yeah, and like that's all it is. It's not magic. It's not.
Yeah, it's not a magic pill, and I think when people, especially the entrepreneurial world, we see so much marketing where it seems too good to be true, and I'm not selling any magic pill. I am giving people the means to get their own results with accountability, with getting everything they say they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That's exactly it. Yeah. I work in the marketing world, so a lot of people will be like, hey, do you have can you make something viral? No, like there's no magic. Like, you just follow a good system, and it's actually very similar. You follow a good system, you watch your numbers, and you're accountable. Mm-hmm. In the same way that I do weekly reporting for my clients, checking in with you every week. I know, and it's not like I'm afraid you're going to come down and like give me a wedgie or something. Like, it's just like, hey, look, we're a team. Me and you're working together towards this outcome, and as a teammate, it's important to me to be accountable. And like, you're the same way. Like, I don't even think there's ever been a time where I've WhatsApped you and it's taking you more than 5 minutes. Like, you're right there, and that's why I think that it's better, in my opinion, to have an online trainer, like you're here now, obviously.
Yep.
But then, if I had a trainer who, and I was going to go to the gym with him on Tuesday, I couldn't have said, hey, I'm going to be drinking at this ball. Like, I would just had to figure it out. And like, I wouldn't have figured it out. I would have no idea.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Like, the one-to-one trainers you get, they're cool when you're in the gym for that hour.
Right.
And there's 24 hours in a day, so you've then got 23 hours where you could mess up yourself. And some of them might have good communication. As you say, it's not taken long for me to get back. And yes, we know there's certain times when I'm not going to be in the office and we're in the same time zone. So that does help. But with the online work, there's so much more flexibility. And I've got clients, I said about a guy in the Philippines, in Canada, in the States, and everyone's noticed the same thing, that there is the accountability there when they need it, not when they're just at the gym.
And even when I'm at the gym, one of the things that I really like is that I can film the exercises, mm-hmm. and you give me feedback pretty quick. But it's not, I mean, the gym's important. Like, obviously the gym's important.
It's only part of the puzzle.
Yeah, I found, at least in my experience in these 2 weeks, that eating has been really the key. Like, it's mm-hmm. not like, I'm never going to go to the gym and burn 10,000 calories. Like that would be one, impossible, and two, not going to happen. Like this really good repeatable system that you've provided, I mean, it works for me.
Exactly. So anyone looking to sign up, what would you tell them?
I would say give it a shot. Like, one, it works, right? So like, it's not like he's offering some sort of wacky, like, you have to go live on an island, only tuna fish kind of thing. And two, it's like, so this
That
just
would be a bit weird.
I've read about people who do that. Two, like, it fits into at least my lifestyle, which is like a lot of work and a lot of travel. So it's a really good bridge to get something handled that needs to be handled. Like, in my, at least, experience, it's really tough to be a good business person if you're just feeling like crap during the day. I mean, I saw it in California a lot, because that's where I was living. Like, people would go and eat a big burrito, not like Chipotle, like a big burrito,
Big one,
and they'd be done for the rest of the day. You're losing half your work day. And like, for me, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, you think about the money you're leaving on the table with that, and you mentioned travel there. People, we're in this kind of, the summertime seems to be where most of the masterminds happen. There's a lot of business travel, there's a lot of vacations and things. Okay, vacations is about enjoying it and enjoying the trip there because it's a break from normality. But with business travel, with masterminds, you get a lot of times where people say, I'm going to wait until afterwards. I'm going to wait until... Oh, we're getting people join us. We're getting a fan club here.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
Hello. You joining us? Just had an audience there. Where was I? We get a lot of people that say, I will wait until afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd have done that because you were going to Italy, chances are you'd had loads of pizza, you'd had loads of good pasta, and you'd have loads of amazingly good food. But rather than being that 184, did you say when you started?
Yeah.
You'd have probably started at 195, 200, and then had to take an extra 2-3 months to get back to it. Now, you said you had probably one of the best times you've had without being restrictive.
Yeah.
And just because you started a week before you went, you've now, a week after, you're 15 pounds lower.
And when you
Around
don't
15.
just focus on food for your vacation, which I thought would be hard in Italy,
Yeah.
you end up like doing a lot more interesting things. Like,
You're a lot more present.
yeah, we went to the Coliseum, we did all this cool stuff, and it's not like I didn't eat the stuff. Me and my mom picked one day, and we said, all right, this is going to be, we called it Caligula Day. I had the pizza and I had all the stuff, and it was good. I'm not gonna say it wasn't good, but also like,
I mean, you can't go to Italy and not have pizza. Just like you can't go to New York and not have a big slice of New York pizza.
Yeah, but it was like, it made it so that day it was a really fun day, but the whole conversation was like, hey, where are we gonna eat? Should we eat? Do you eat? And like, it was not my favorite day. Definitely my favorite days were the days we walked around and explored and talked, and for me, I felt a lot better just eating healthy. I don't know. It was really different than other stuff I've done.
It's cool. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts on the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another live in a couple of weeks when I come down again and see some more results. Good to see another few pounds dropped off that. But essentially, it's how you feel rather than just the scales, than that number on the scales. You're feeling awesome. You're feeling great. You're seeing the impact in your work, and you're getting the results without being so restrictive in an unsustainable way.
Yeah, this is very sustainable, which I like.
Cool. Thank you guys for watching and listening, however you're tuning into this. If you want to get in touch, get a revitalization call, then give me a shout. Ollie at revitalizationblueprint.com. Hit comment or just go on the store, leave a review, that sort of thing, and I will get back in touch with you and we will arrange a call as soon as possible. But thank you for watching.